Hey ladies, I am going to do this video. I'm going to try and keep it short, but there's a lot to go over just because it seems like there's the most interest in our foundations, which are amazing. There's been a question about what's the best, what's the longest lasting, those kinds of things. There's a couple of things you need to consider. And that is, when you mean what's going to last the longest, you mean throughout the day, or as, you know, bang for your buck, last the longest in months or whatever. Another thing is your skin type, what you do throughout the day, and just your preference, honestly, of what you like to feel, what you like to apply with. And one thing you need to remember is the basis for a good foundation coverage is a good primer. Our primer is awesome. It takes a tiny little bit. Sorry, it's so bright. It's glorious. Little bit goes a long way. Pat that in, you know, all over your face, and let it set for about 2 to 3 minutes. I usually do my brows while that's setting. The other thing, if your skin is flawless, awesome, great for you. You don't really need a concealer, but the concealer with the foundation is, I think, what really does the trick for the flawless finish. Our concealer, the Touch Mineral Perfecting Concealer, this stuff is amazing. Littlest goes the longest way. It can literally cover Sharpie if you need it to. Dab it in, you know, with your finger. Here's my little helper. So a concealer is a very, very important thing to, what are you doing? To have with your foundation. Now, on to foundations. So, Younique has several different kinds, as you all know, which is probably a lot of the confusion. Our foundation that is, you know, going crazy and going viral, that you can only get in the collection, is the liquid to powder. This stuff is amazing. Yes, and it is worth it, and it lasts a long time because you really only need a few drops from your dropper. Okay. I do recommend you put this on with a brush. So, you know, there's a couple different ways. We've got a foundation brush, or we've got the powder puff brush. And, you know, the foundation brush is more pushing it in. The powder puff brush is kind of blending it out. So you've got those two options. The liquid to powder foundation is just that. It starts out liquid, and then it kind of dries to a powder, but it's not as powdery as our powder. So if you have oily skin, I would recommend the powder foundation, which comes in a compact like this. It has a little thing, which this applicator is great for applying it, or you can use a powder puff brush. All of our foundations, I feel like you don't have to use very much, and they last a really long time as far as longevity of the product. They also last throughout the day, but the thing with that is you have to have the primer for it to last all day, and that is the secret. So the primer, I really feel like, makes a huge difference. Or, you know, any other primer, I don't know. I never used primer before I started Younique, so I don't know the comparisons, but I just know that I like what Younique has, so I've just stuck with that. We also have the Touch Cream Foundation. This is just like the powder, but it's a cream based. But it's a thick cream. It's not a BB cream. It's a packed compact cream. I cannot use my words today. These, you have your little sponges in there, so you don't really need anything to apply. Can you crawl down there and get that? See that silver thing? No, down on the floor, right there. Yeah, it fell back there. This is our BB cream. Our BB cream is awesome because it's also a moisturizer. So you don't really have to, you can kind of skip that step. However, this is probably our lightest coverage foundation, but it's great for the summer if you just want to put a little bit something on before going to the beach, the pool. It's not really going to be too heavy or too much coverage, and it's a dewy finish. The others, the cream is also a dewy finish, and I like those because I have really dry skin. So, but if you have oily, you might want to go for the powder. Also, I've had customers let me know that you know, sometimes the powder, if you've got fine lines that you don't want the powder to get into, first of all, the primer is going to help with that because it's kind of like, it's like spackle, you know, for your walls. You kind of fills in those little gaps and stuff. But it can, you know, get caught in those little lines. So you just definitely want a primer, and I recommend a concealer. And then as far as the foundation, you know, it's kind of your skin type and your preference of how you like to apply your stuff. If you want to just be able to pull out your compact and do that, then I'd go with the powder or the cream. And like I said, the liquid foundation, because it's so popular, you can only get it in the collection. And yeah, I guess that's about it. But if you guys have questions on an individual basis, please message me or ask on the page, and we can, you know, match your skin tone, and we can kind of go from there and figure out exactly what you want. The last thing I want to mention to you is, I know it's hard to choose this stuff online. We have the Love It guarantee. If you use it for 2 weeks and you don't like it, you send it back and they'll send you either the right color or your money back, or, you know, credit to try something else, whatever. So keep that in mind. You know, we do stand behind our products, and if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. So we'll get you taken care of either way. I hope you guys have a great day.